Okay, so today I have two files here and I want to add either a frame maybe or a grunge effect, but I want to do the same one on both of these. Maybe I want to do it on a whole series of designs. The other reason I picked these two is because they're opposites of each other. They're very simplistic, of course, but this one has the kite to the right, this one has the kite to the left, so I can show you how to reverse them. We're going to go ahead and do this one first. And we're going to make the image just a little bigger so you can see it and so I can see it. First thing I need to do is unlock the image by double clicking the little padlock over here on the layers file. If you don't see this window, go to Windows and tell it to turn on layers. Then what we're going to do is go ahead and click this little thing here and make a new layer. And I'm going to use my pencil and a grunge brush really big, and we're just going to draw a grungy frame around this image. This is not perfect, and this is just an example of some of the things you could do. You could of course use grunge brush, you could do a little flowers around the edges of an image, or hearts, or you could make it look like torn paper. This is going to kind of make it look like torn paper, and we're even going to rip it down a little bit more over here where there's no kite. And yes, I know that I could make this look prettier, but I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to rip it in here a bit more too. There we go. So now we have a torn page. You might want to do this to a photograph or something to make it look old. Now this is on layer 1 and the image is on layer 0. So what we're going to do is, while we're on layer 1, we're going to use a magic wand and we're going to trace all of the black. Make sure that it's set to not continuous. And then we're going to go ahead and click down onto layer 0. Don't touch anything on the picture with your mouse. Just hit the delete key on your keyboard. Now we're going to go back up to layer 1, and because we want to use this on the other file also, we're going to hold the control button down on your keyboard and hit A. That will highlight the entire image to select all. And then you can either right click and say copy, which my program doesn't want to let me do that today. So I'm going to control C is for copy. And I'm going to come over to my other image. I'm going to again unlock this image and create a new layer, and then I'm going to control V, that's hold the control down and press the letter V, to paste. As you can see on this image, it's kind of ripping half the kite and half of the little boy off. So we're going to come up and use the tool here that selects the whole screen. If we click just outside of the box, it will turn the dots into solids. If you're not seeing those dots, you're going to click the show bounding box. As you can see, that turns it on or off. We want them on. Then we click in the box with a right click, not a left click, and we're going to flip horizontal, and that lets us switch this to the mirrored image of what it was before, and hit enter to make those changes permanent. Again, we're going to come back and grab the magic wand, and on layer 1 we're going to click the black, switch to layer 0, and hit delete. Now, to see the final product, we're going to click on layer 1, right click on it and say delete layer, and there you go. You can right click in here and say deselect to stop the little blinkies, and we'll come back over here and again we will delete layer 1, and you can right click to deselect and get rid of the little blinkies. And now, as you can see, I'll shrink this one down again. Both images have the same faux rip effect around the edges, and you could of course use this for pretty much any effect that you wanted to create if you're going to use it repeatedly. The other thing you want to do, now say you have more images that are going to be in the same size and you're going to want to do the same thing, especially if you're working in photography and you're creating frames, we're going to go ahead and say new. Leave the dimensions how they are, because that'll be set automatically to the image that's on your clipboard right now, which is going to be the black one we just made. So we're going to hit Control V again and paste it onto this new blank document. And then you can go to File, Save As, and give this file a name. So that way, next time you want to use it, you can just open it up and Control A for all, Control C for copy, and then Control V to paste it onto whatever image you're working on. You can also rotate it on an angle if you needed to by 90 degrees. Say your template photo that you used was horizontal, you would use this same tool here that allowed us to select, and instead of rotating, flipping it horizontal, you can rotate it 90 degrees clockwise or counterclockwise, and then you could always flip it vertical if needed in order to make the effect hit the image just the way you wanted.